In this video tutorial, we will cover capture code mode. If you're watching this tutorial, you should already be familiar with how to initiate a capture, how to make the timeline movie window visible in preferences, as well as how to use capture mode for live coding and code mode for post-event coding. All of these are covered in other tutorials. As you can see, I have a capture already started. You can see this in my capture window, as well as the fact that I have my timeline movie window visible. The capture window displays the real-time feed, while the timeline movie window displays the location of the playhead on the timeline. You can see this as I drag the playhead along the timeline. Currently, I am in capture mode in my code window. If I click the offense button to code a short instance, you see it appear at the far right of the timeline, as it will be the most recent portion of the video. I'll let this offensive possession play out here to its end, and deactivate the offense button. Now when I open the instance in the timeline, you'll see that it's the video that we just coded from the capture window. And we'll give it a few seconds here to load up. I'll go ahead and close that window. And now while my capture is still going on, I'll enter code mode. Code mode will behave the same way as you're already familiar with post-capture coding. Only in this case, we also have a capture happening simultaneously. This means that the instances appear on the timeline at the point of the playhead. So I'll go ahead and code an offensive possession here. I'll make my screen a little bit bigger. So now I'll activate the offense button, and the instance will start at this point in the timeline. I'm going to move the timeline down so that we can see that there is still a capture happening in the background. Now I'll play and fast forward through to the end of this offensive possession. Then, when I deactivate the code button, you'll see that the instance will end where the playhead is in the timeline. The benefit of capture code mode is that you can code a capturing movie package, but not have to keep up with the pace of real-time action. Now that there are two windows open on the screen that have video displayed, a common mistake when first starting to use capture code mode is to watch the wrong window, meaning I might be in code mode, but be watching the capture window to code. This would mean that my instances would not line up with the events that I intended. Instead, it's a good rule of thumb to first have a look at the mode on the code window that you're in as a prompt to which window you should watch. Capture mode means pay attention to the capture window, and code mode means pay attention to the timeline movie window. It's also important to remember that if you end up coding in capture code mode, you will still need to stop the capture in the capture window.